Hello friends, in my previous lecture we have to discuss this refers the current class instance variable. In this video lecture we will discuss this invoke the current class constructor and we are using the this for constructor chaining and all these things we will discuss with practical demonstration. Here I am using the Eclipse as IDE. I have already created this demo in my previous lecture, so I am going to use this project and explore my this demo and then click on the class. My class is open here and simply look here, the imply class, and there is three variables emp id, emp name, and emp city with the main function. And here I am going to create a constructor, default constructor of the imply class, and within the body of default constructor I am simply going to print the message. This is default constructor. This is default constructor. Okay, and I am going to create another parameterized constructor of the imply class and passing here two arguments id and string name. Presenter. Within the body I am going to call the default constructor into second constructor, means I am going to call the first constructor into the second constructor with the help of this. And if you write here this and bracket, this means you are calling the first or default constructor into the second constructor, and then emp id equal id. I am assigning the value of id into the emp id, and emp name equal name. And okay, I am going to create another constructor, third constructor, imply, passing here the three arguments id, string, name, string, city, presenter. I am going to call the second constructor into the third constructor, this, and passing here the id and name, and write here the emp city equal city. Okay, look here. In the second constructor I am calling the default constructor, and in the third constructor I am calling the second constructor, passing two arguments id and name. In third constructor you don't have need to write like this, emp id equal id, emp name equal name, because you are using here the this constructor. Okay, so simply I have to delete this info and save it. Here it's getting errors because I have to write the small s. Okay, and look here, this is the chaining concept, means in the second constructor I am calling the first constructor, and in the third constructor I am calling the second constructor. Means here we are reuse the constructor, and presenter here I am going to create a method show that will print the value of EMP ID, EMP name and city onto the screen. EMP ID and then space, EMP name and then space, and EMP city and then space. Okay. In this program, I have to create it 3 constructor, default and 2 parameterized constructor. In the second constructor, we have to pass the 2 parameters, and in the third constructor, we have to pass the 3 parameters. And in the second constructor, we have to call the default constructor, and in the third constructor we have to call the second constructor. And inside the main method, I am going to create the object of the employee class, employee emp1 equal new employee, and passing here the 1 and round. Press enter. emp1 dot show method. Here I am creating the object of the employee class and calling here the second constructor, passing 2 argument 1 and ram, and emp1 object initialized with the value emp id as a 1 and emp name as a ram. With the help of show method, we have to print the employee id and name as a 1 ram and the emp city as a null, because here I am not passing the value for the city. And in the second constructor, we have to call the default constructor. So this is default constructor will be automatically printed when the object is created here. And I am going to create another object of the employee class, emp2 equal new employee, and passing here the value as a 2 and then comma Ramesh, and city as a Delhi. Okay, and with the help of emp2 we have to, I am going to call the show method and save it. Okay, and run it. Right click on my project, this time pop-up menu will display, and simply run a Java application. Okay, look here, this statement, when we call the second constructor, the default constructor message, this is default constructor, automatically print onto the screen, and the emp1 initialized with the value of 1 and ram, means the value of emp id is a 1 and the value of name is a emp name is a ram, and the value of emp city is null because here I am not passing any value. And in the imply emp2 name employee and passing here the 3 parameters to Ramesh and Delhi, means we are calling here the second constructor, and second constructor already called the first constructor, so it will print the, this is default constructor, and after that it will call the second constructor and then assign the value of id and name into the emp city and emp name, and city value assigned into the emp city, and calling the show method, this will print the value of emp id, emp name. Emp id is a 2, emp name is a Ramesh, and emp city as a 10. Thank you friends. Please subscribe my channel and like my video. Thanks for watching my video. In my next video lecture, we will discuss other uses of the constructor. Thank you friends.